So today we're with Robin Hall, and Robin's one of our local councillors. I'll let Robin tell us about yourself, what you do,
okay,
what your ward is, all that sort of stuff.
Right, well, I have the pleasure of representing Burntwood South, although I do feel as though I'm probably more Burntwood whole in its entirety, with my colleague Andy, who represents the north. So I'm actually in his territory as we speak.
He'll be firing at you.
I have told him I'm here, but yeah. So I'm not from the area, and I've been very transparent about that. But I've spent as much time here as I can, and I've always worked in an environment of responding quickly to emails. So when people send me stuff through, I'm back to, I would say, pretty quickly. But the biggest challenges, I would say, so far in this role has probably been getting to grips with issues like the health centre, which I think is a real travesty. The promises that have been missed, and that's something I'm kind of determined to.
Yeah, so you've picked that up.
Yeah,
I mean that's been kicking around for a long time.
Well, I heard 16 years, but maybe that was from the first idea. But realistically, it's probably a decade actually.
Yeah.
And again, with the closure of the temporary facility, I mean it's. Yeah, I think it's wrong. I think it's absolutely wrong. So trying to make some impact on that.
And where are you at the moment with that?
Well, I'm actually waiting today for a response from the assistant director. I chased him up yesterday, and he's told me he's got a meeting with the ICB, which is Integrated Care Board. I think that's the right terminology. Because really we're waiting for a green light. I do think there's more to it than that, but that's what I'm really trying to unpick at the moment. So that's been, I'd say that's probably the biggest thing I'd like to get done, or the most impactful thing for the residents. And then there's of course those pesky potholes, as I call them, which although people in Burntwood North probably in a worse state actually than Burntwood South.
Yeah,
I don't get that many complaints, although I have regular meetings with highways, and we are doing a lot of work there, but I don't know if it's ever going to be enough. But what I'd say to anybody watching this is, if you see something that needs doing, report it on the digital tools, and if it goes onto the tools, it does actually get done at some stage. But I did hear a statistic saying that 72% of road defects are actually found by the council's own inspectors, who are constantly driving around.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And then, of course, for anybody who goes down Chasetown High Street, they'll see the swimming pool outside of Greville's bar.
How are you getting on with that one?
Well, apparently thank you. Apparently we've got, well, not apparently, it's more than apparently, it's actually going to happen, and I believe it's going to happen on the 30th of this month. We've got a camera team going under, but it's not just camera, it's a bit more than that. There's I can't remember the correct terminology, but it's called a sonde, which is almost like an ultrasonic device that's going there to try and find out what the root cause is. I'm hoping to actually be there when that happens, but it's the best equipment that Staffordshire has got that's going down. Will it find the root cause of this problem that apparently has been around for decades?
Yeah,
I don't know, but I mean, I've got to keep trying on that. That's it. Got to keep trying and keep pushing, and the highways team are being helpful, and they certainly know. It's probably my number one highways area to focus on. So that's happening at the moment. And then we're trying to alleviate some of the parking issues down at Church Street. I get the Church Street Mafia actually onto me, and you know who you are, and who I have quite a lot of regular contact with, and I've even seen the Don, and he knows who he is, and had a cup of tea with him fairly recently, and so we've got some issues down there. But hopefully we're going to hand the car park over so they can advertise that the football club's got its own car park, and hopefully take a little bit of the cars off the road. But the problem is the football club's so successful, and I visited that a couple of weeks ago. And I do think that from a community perspective, they do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they said it's over 1,000 kids a week are using the facilities there.
That's Steve, isn't it?
Steve Jones.
Steve Jones.
Yeah.
Well done, Steve.
Well, as Pete Bailey's a general manager who I saw. I don't know whether I don't think I've met Steve yet, but I've certainly spoken to Fred, and I've said I'm not going to attend a match until we've actually sorted the car park, which is a saga that's been going for 5 years. And then of course we've got these issues surrounding building on greenfield sites.
Yeah.
And I don't look at it as anybody's against building houses, but I don't want to see, as a matter of principle, fields getting ripped up, particularly when there's so much industrial land available in certain areas. I do wonder who's going to be buying these properties as well, and something just doesn't feel quite right. So yeah, we're certainly against that, but I'm pro building, but pro building in the right places.
Yeah, we are too.
Yeah,
exactly the same.
I think that's yeah. So that's something else, and I'm just trying to get to grips with. I'm also being involved in other projects within the council, which are probably a bit more county-wide, on sort of committees and pensions committees. And of course, there are other things apart from your local stuff that can be quite time intensive. So there's a few scrutiny committees that I'm involved in, a charities and trust, and suddenly you get landed with a 250-page report that you're supposed to.
This is the bit where the viewers have switched off now, because this is the kind of stuff that goes on in the background. Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think people realise that a lot of that happens.
Yeah.
But that's that. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow I've got a full day, which is probably fundamentally not really Burntwood work.
Yeah.
But again, I'm always answering emails, and I think I've had about 70 cases now of local residents coming to me. I've managed to close most of them down. Yeah. Now, whether that's entirely to their satisfaction, but all I can say is I'll make sure they've been treated fairly, or at least to the process.
No, that's good, and it's great that we can share that kind of stuff, because it's not always that information that is out there, because it's a single person, an individual you're dealing with, and not everybody else knows what Councillor Robin Hall's doing. So
absolutely. Well, I've learned the application process for a drop curb, and the different categories of pothole and all these things, which were totally unfamiliar to me. Although I did, even the lane I lived. I mean, 2 years ago, my wife blew two tyres on a pothole, so I actually went through the process and managed to get the money off the council. So which apparently is some feat. But I mean, it's funny today. I mean, I went to the 70th year anniversary for the library, and engaged actually with Darren Ennis and Sue Woodgate as well, which was nice to see them. Woodwood, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, I was thinking of somebody else. And it was nice to see them and engage with them. They're very sort of committed local people. But again, what I did notice is how friendly the people were, I would say, and even when I filled up with petrol at Morrison's before I went there, I'd about 4 or 5 smiles off people, and I thought, this is nice. It is a really friendly area.
It's a great area.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. People are lovely here.
Yeah, and absolutely, and and I'm being totally sincere when I say that. I mean, I did think that was. That was rather nice, and I was also taking photographs of somebody who wants they want a swing gate to stop motorcyclists going onto Chasewater, and I went to have a look at that and engaged a resident down there who was a super nice guy. But a lot of people seem to meet are ex-teachers, which I'm married to one, so I'm quite used to them. But that was a nice sort of 20 minutes spent chewing the fat with him.
What's happening with Chasewater? Are you involved in that at all?
Well, it's on my patch. I mean, basically there's the investment fund is around about 7 or 7.5 million, which has been agreed. But I think we should be more ambitious than that, because that doesn't get that much when you're talking about access and roads, and anyone who's been there, I mean, the first time I went there, I mean, I was quite surprised at the access with how poor it was.
Very poorly served from Burntwood side.
Exactly. I mean, I found it quite bizarre how you had to get there from Burntwood, but resolving that is incredibly expensive. So I know that the deputy leader of the council, Martin Murray, who's in Cannock, he is very keen on this, and so is Hayley, who's a cabinet minister, cabinet member, sorry, not minister. She's taken a keen interest in it, and we do think it's a totally underutilised asset for Staffordshire. And anybody who's visited, I probably bore people who have heard this before, but anybody who's been to Trentham Gardens can see what can be done. And that's why they've got 3 or 4 million people a year going there, and perhaps 10% of that going to Chasewater, which is far bigger and actually has probably got a lot more opportunities on the water. I am a sailor. I couldn't live any place worse, but I decided to qualify as a sailor. So I just see that and think water, sailing, fantastic. So I see there's a lot of opportunities that we're missing there. And I'm going to see the guy from the railway actually in a couple of weeks as well. So he's promised to make me a cup of tea, because we've just given him some money from the community fund actually for work there, and they do a lot of charity work there as well. And what I've seen of it, they've done a fantastic job of that, and that is some serious volunteering that's been going on.
They're proper train buffs, though, aren't they?
Exactly. And I remember taking my kids on a Santa with Steam years and years ago, and that was I don't know who liked it the most, actually, me or them, but it was that was great. So they're revving up for that at the moment, and
Christmas time's great there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to sort of hanging out with them for a while. So I think so far for me, I mean, I'm not a politician. I'm a business guy who's kind of wanted to make a contribution, I think, and has got a little bit of time on his hands. And so far, I've really found it interesting getting to know Burntwood better. And as I say, I'm not from here, so that's been really fun, and it's so diverse. I mean, the industry as well has surprised me somewhat, how much there is. And every time now I go anywhere, I just see these Burntwood road sweeping and vehicles everywhere. They seem to be all over the country. It's a little. Just keeps. I can't get away. Never wanted to, but no. It's been super fun, and and this is and where I'm now with you guys from the Burntwood Action Group. I mean, that's.
Well, we're in the smallest Prince's Park. This is the smallest park, arguably in the world, unless you can put a foot in one in Japan, apparently. So, this will be all made up. What's the next event here?
Probably on the 1st of November, we'll have our Armistice Day display.
Right.
And then we'll have a service on the 9th of November.
Right.
Which is the Sunday, Armistice Day. The local church will be involved with that, and hopefully, as normal, the local parades will come by.
Right.
So we'll have quite a gathering, have the minute silence. And that display will stay through, right the way through to the end of November.
Okay.
We've got a Spitfire in the sky.
Okay. Fantastic.
Not a real one.
No.
A couple of soldiers and a couple of Tommies and loads of puppies.
Right.
That have all been handmade.
Oh, look forward to seeing that. I'm afraid I'll be in the south on that. I'll be south of the Cannock Road on that particular day. But I will come up and have a look.
We obviously post all this on Facebook and on our blog, so you'll be able to see it there. I'll share that with you. There's also when we had VJ Day here, and this was all made up then. We actually got 384,000 views of that on Facebook, which was an incredible number.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of traffic anyway,
Right.
through what we do, and when we're talking about the Greenbelt and that kind of stuff. So.
And you feel like you're in Greenbelt. I feel like it. Yeah. I mean, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's like it's. I mean, this particular part, like we said, it's very rural at this end. Lots of small roads, but you can see how busy they are now. The cars have been rushing past us, and that's down to there's a housing estate at the top there, and then of course everybody has to travel through Burntwood.
Yes.
To go anywhere, so you can't. If you live over here, all these cars they all live over here, so they're travelling to and from. But if you want to go and commute, if you want to go to Lichfield, you're going down there. Yeah. Possibly if you live that end, you're going down there. But then if you put another 350 houses here, that's the site.
Yeah.
That's the
well, that's probably potentially another 700 cars.
Exactly.
So all going out probably in the same sort of time gaps.
Yeah. And we're not at busy point. This is kind of going home-ish time now. But you see the school runs and things like that. Yeah. It's pretty mega around here. So that's one of our biggest issues: the infrastructure and the support. Doctors, dentists, all that kind of stuff. So,
well, again, we talk about that, and it's all interrelated. I mean, when you've got a health centre that's from, let's say, serious concept to now has been 10 years, and it's still at the design's still not done.
Yeah,
just described.
Exactly. So, I mean, that was probably done with, let's say, the Burntwood population is somewhere in the region, I think, of 28,000. I'm sure somebody will correct me, but I don't think I'll be that wrong. I think I've got about 11,000 in the south, and Andy's got the rest in the north. When that was probably done, there was probably 25,000 people here, the design, original concept. Well, now there's going to be more like 30 plus, and it's not even built, and I just don't know how that's how it's going to be. But even if it is built, which will take another 3 years, it's going to be probably outdated, but by the amount of people, there's probably going to be more people.
I thought there was 34,000 here, but I don't know yet.
Well, I think we're talking about electoral, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, that's just Andy and mine. Burntwood, north and south. Probably Janet's got some in the the villages and things like that. So again, well, that'll just mean more. And of course, and I think already you're at higher than national average waiting times for a GP. Well, guess what? That's going to be another 15%. Yeah, it's going to be another 2 or 3 days or something like that to see a GP. And I just I just find it sad, and that's why I'm focusing on the health centre. But again, the more houses, it's going to. Well, that's probably already. From a capacity, it's already its maximum now before you've even broken ground.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's terrible, but I'm glad you've come down to see us and explain to the people that's really good and that you're a real person and you're showing that, and they'll appreciate that, and that no doubt your inbox will be full after they've watched this.
Listen, I do pride myself in answering emails quickly. I always have done in my career, and I was told, you get a lot of emails, and I would say compared to when I had a proper job in the out. This is I don't get that many, so I welcome any emails. But log it. It's a pothole. Log it on the system. And if it doesn't get filled, then email me. That's how we like. That's how we like it. But I welcome. I genuinely thank people for engaging me, and I do say thanks for engaging me on this, because it's nice to hear, and I want people to know that there is somebody at the end, who'll try and help them. Again, I can't always fix your problem, but I will endeavour to make sure you're treated fairly, and it is done, through the system. I've got cases now that where people have got real problems. Now I don't know whether we can fix those, but all I know is that I will not stop making sure that they're treated fairly. And that's all I can. That's
all we can
say,
ask
really.
as well.
Absolutely,
and that's fantastic. And and thanks very much for coming down and seeing us and meeting us.
No, well, I came here. I think I said to him, I want to be educated. I think that's what I said to him, and I genuinely meant that. And I'm not. I think I'll be a few more years before I know half as much as you guys. But I know a lot more than I did when I came in. So
That's
thanks for that.
Very kind of you.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
stuff.
All
Nice to
right,
meet you,
cheers.
Robin.
Thanks, guys.